Julie, hello. Happy Friday. Thank you for being here.
It's absolutely my pleasure to be here with you, Kelly, and thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh. I have been so excited for this. And I think we have another one planned in November too, that we're going to be getting together and Julie picked a topic that I absolutely love today, that we are going to be talking about empathic survival tools. And I don't know about you, Julie, but I think we all are needing this so much right now. Just everything going on in the collective, and I also think that there's so much going on in our personal lives too, that if we can have today's show, and like I was telling you backstage, if somebody can come away with one tool or idea or something that may help them, and then they share it with somebody, look at the healing that happens from that.
Well, that's really a beautiful thing, and I love this about this community. There's right now there's just there was a wave of people looking at the world, our families, how we're being impacted, how things are changing, and we're being an empath is like being a sponge. And so how do we deal with that? How do we stay grounded? How do we stop and take care of ourselves and share with others the tools? No gatekeeping. Everybody's like, we're a bunch of desperados out there trying
Right.
to figure out how to ride this big giant wave we're on, because literally there's been a lot of those things. Those waves are unfortunately impacting,
Yeah.
and so the reason I picked this topic is because in our daily lives, every single day I find something that causes me to go, whoa, what was that? Take a
Mhm.
deep breath and think about it. Where did I feel that? How did I feel that? Is it mine? Is it someone else's? Is there something I need to do about it? If it came at me, what do I need? What do I let go of?
Yeah.
Who did that come from? We can't always tell. It puts us in a state of like a dizzy, semi kind of confused state. I don't know if any of you, I can't see the chat right this minute because I'm on my phone. But if anyone ever has that feeling where you just are like, wait a minute, what was that incoming? Um, a couple things that I try to do are there's lots of information all over the web, lots of people that teach meditation. We all love to go to Terry Holding Your Space. We've got the Annie Bear Standing in Light, working with her. There's all kinds of people doing wonderful work with meditation, self-help, guided meditations. There's just so much out there in our trusted community here. And one thing I was taught a long time ago, so I've started classes in different, eras of your life, um, is grounding seemed very difficult to me. I couldn't like grasp it. You know,
Yeah.
I couldn't really make a solid connection with what grounding meant. Take your root and put it to the earth and go through the crystals and the caves. And I'm like, well, I don't want to get lost in the crystals and the caves. And so that is energy. If I one day said to myself, oh, I am the tree, I am the roots, I am connected to all that is between the earth and me, deep into the earth, my roots go, and just breathe every time I take that deep breath. My arms are wide outstretched. My leaves can go up high to the heavens. Whatever you imagine, this is Imagination Nation. Do whatever you want to do, whatever works for you. So important. These are sacred moments that we hold into ourselves. So when we're out, before we go out to know kings or we're praying to help support, we want to have our little things that we do that work for us quickly.
Yeah.
because we can be taken off guard during these times. So you take that root, and however it works for you, you send that down to the earth, into the earth. Imagine it going straight through, and you can go as quick and meandering as you want. Caves, aliens, pure waters, anything you want it to be, anything that we know by science that exists, or what we don't know. Put that root deep into the earth. And my favorite thing lately to do is to imagine that there's a carabiner on the end of one of my roots, my main tap root. I live close to a place where a lot of people like to rock climb. Carabiners are everywhere. So I just put that carabiner down there and I hook it to some imaginary spot that says, Julie, this is yours, clink. Because being an air sign, I find myself going, whoo, I'm taking off.
Sure.
I'm off the planet.
Yep.
Working with earth protectors, earth guardians to protect the earth. It gets shanghaied every now and again to join in that kind of work. So I have to really work to stay grounded. And that has been one of the most wonderful things for me, with that breath, grounded out.
I love
then
that.
I can
Julie.
expand my energy. One of the things that happens when we get caught in or taken by surprise by a sudden situation, sudden news, a big change, lots of things are happening with lots of people. And we have to sometimes conserve, cocoon, contain for containment. I believe in, if we can get ourselves together in a difficult situation to get some containment. What about you, Kelly? You think that?
Yeah, I have to do that quite often myself. I have to kind of retreat, so to say, and the stillness and the quietness, and for me, it's really taking care of my nervous system. It's really important, and I think for a lot of us as empaths, we struggle with that because we're caregivers, we're givers, and so we're helping and doing and all of this, and then and he and so many of us are healers too, that it's really important to make sure our cups are filled, and me retreating is kind of a good way for me too. Let's say we have some wonderful people here. Let's quick say some hi.
Please do.
Yeah, Annie, hello, is here, and Barbara, hello. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Barbara.
And Brenda, hello. Thank you for being here. I so enjoyed our show yesterday. Thank you.
I loved your show yesterday, Brenda. What a gift.
And Paul is here. Thank you, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
And Play Love Remember, hello. Shine Truth, hello. From Connecticut, hello. I love hearing where people are from. Thank you for sharing that. And
it's fun.
Yeah, and we're both from California. So yeah, I thank you, Shine Truth, for letting us. And it's gorgeous there today. How wonderful. And Michelle is here. Michelle is from Ohio. I didn't know that, Michelle. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Oh, I love learning this stuff. I think it just brings us, we're such a family and community, in that, in hearing for where everybody's from, it just kind of brings us together. Barbara asks, how do we sleep? And that's a good one. Barbara. I have been up since 2:30 this morning. I did get a nap in for about an hour at about, 7 o'clock, 7 to 8. It's really, really hard. And for me, I do tea, and I'm doing tea. I'm doing melatonin, and this is for entertainment purposes only. And I have amethyst that I sleep with. And last night I picked a green crystal, and I don't know which one it was, but I picked a green one to have with me. But I'm having trouble. Are you having trouble sleeping?
I have been too, and I'm a for years I've been sleeping with rocks. I'm like, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, me
rocks
too.
all over the place. They're down behind them. Anyway, so I usually sleep with a clear um,
Quartz?
quartz and a citrine. Plus, we have crystals all over the place because we are like that.
Yeah.
And I I like to say a regular prayer, any kind of prayer or mantra, and do it on repeat. Namyo Renge-kyo, Namyo Renge-kyo. You could do that. You can say, peace be with me, whatever your religious background is. You can say the serenity prayer. You can say, oh God, help. But go into anything that's going to trigger a meditative state. Um, you know, I need to release to sleep because that's where I'm going to find my healing and my
Yeah.
answers. And that will help lead us to remembering our dreams. And so our cycle of balancing play, work, and rest to try
Balance
and
is
keep that
huge.
balance because we are bio, psycho, social, spiritual beings.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
people have been saying that. I've been hearing this I only say it that way because, I was a social worker, right? So we biopsychosocial. Well, it's spiritual too.
Yeah.
And so and also Ho'oponopono. Annie Bear is just talking about this, and other people are using it. You know, I'm sorry if anything I've done or my ancestors have done to hurt you. I'm so sorry. If I have done something, let me please be heartfelt and apologize. I love you. Please forgive me. And we let ourselves not off the hook, but off of that energy, that tight squeeze. And we send that also to people that we may never reconcile with, part
Right.
of your inventory that we take, like 12-step related things, right? And I think
That's the
that
key
can
there,
help.
Julie. That's the key. I think really, 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 really important that you hit on that. We're doing it for ourselves. We're not doing it for them. But even the people that you're absolutely right that we may not reconcile with, or people that we maybe don't really care for, to offer that as a prayer and forgiveness, and that can be so healing for us. I
I
love
think
that.
it's
Thank you
it's
for,
good to go to sleep with your heart feeling solid, feeling grounded in your core. You can hug your pillow or whatever. If you got to go get a stuffy, turn on your insight timer that Annie Bear says she's using, and whatever music, whatever you've got to do. I think these are like no holds barred. Everybody do triage. It's an emergency. One of the things, if I might add something, is back in the day when I took classes with Starhawk and reclaiming in San Francisco 1,000 years ago, and back when I was just a little chicken, um, I took the classes,
yeah.
and they said, because they did a lot of political activism back in the day. And I know she's still doing that kind of stuff and writing about a lot of it. And what they taught us was like emergency spiritual tactics. It was like, wow, this is cool. So if something happened, it was an emergency, you just take your breath and imagine a ring of fire right around you, like if the cops are coming, you don't want to get arrested and you're out at a protest, or we have other threats these days. And so, just to imagine that we have our space is covered. We've got a ring of fire. Now everybody's working with white light. We got the violet flame. We got the blue flame. Pick your flame. We got a rainbow flame, whatever you want to do. And I think that also realizing, and I'd like to go and extend this into maybe another show, which is how we're all connected at our chakra. When somebody's picking up the phone and you're thinking about you're dialing it, and they go, whoa, I was just going to call you. It's not just, oh, that's just telepathy. And oh, isn't that great? We connected. It is a real live strand of energy, like you're tossing a fishing line. That is a real live heart to heart, or it's a gut to gut, or it's a psychic, it's a crown, it's a throat, it ground, whatever it is, whatever our chakra is that somebody's meeting us at, the stuff that's not pleasant and the stuff that's extremely effervescent and fabulous. So I would like to get more into that and how to add more to our bubbles of protection. And but for as far as things are right now today, with all the protests and people going out in costumes and being wonderful and amazing, this kind of power to the people. We are the power. People are the power.
Yep. Those
I've taken a couple
costumes.
classes about this stuff, and it's really true in all social change situations, whether it's your union or out in the street like people are doing right now. So
Those
bravery.
costumes are hilarious. That brings me so much joy to see them just having fun and being silly, and it's just I absolutely love it.
So I think that's the most important thing for us to think about tomorrow, even though we know some things there's potential for some stuff. But what we want to do is we want to ground ourselves out and say, you know what? We want the natural law of joy, of prayer, the natural law of community. See, there's laws that will have to come back into balance.
Yeah.
And so I think that we focus on the joy and the effervescence and goofiness. And I
That's
think that will
right.
make it a lot more fun.
Exactly. The joy, the goofiness, the fun. Shine Truth says, I always have trouble grounding as it's my first time here in this dimension. I can relate. Now I anchor into source, love, and Gaia. Yes, intention and imagination. Woo, exactly. Shine Truth. And we have CJ here. Hello.
CJ.
If I missed anybody, I am so sorry. Amanda Carroll is here. She's
Amanda.
she's on lunch. It's so nice, Amanda. Whenever you check in with us when you're having lunch. No, I can't. I think I need a new mouse. Mine mine goes so fast. It like, whew, and then all the comments go by. Thank you for being here, Amanda.
Does anybody have any questions they'd like to ask, or we would love to be able to offer some readings for anybody if they have any questions regarding their empathic survival.
Yes, yes. Paul says, I had a message, a voice told me this morning before I woke up. I have a message from Archangel Azrael in time
Excellent.
now. That
He's my
is
jam.
so cool, Paul. So cool. So cool. Swampy, I think Swampy's here. I just thought I saw somebody say hello. Swampy,
Hi,
thank you for
Swampy.
being here. Here you are. I have a few things that I will go over to chime in on just a few other things. And
Good.
then if anybody has any questions, if you could put them in caps, I would really, 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 really appreciate it. It'll just help me out. Leah, hello. Thank you for being here.
Hi, yeah.
And Brenda, I gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah. So I have, empaths. We all know we are the feelers, and like you described, the sponges of the world. And like you mentioned too, because we are the feelers and the sponges, the protection is so important. And I mean, and it always is, but I just really feel like the times that we're living in right now, it's even more important than ever, just because we're taking so much on. It just, and we got rid of our cable, so we don't even have like TV anymore. And I think that's, that has helped. And, a person needs to be aware too, but it has helped not tuning into the news, because the news, when we are empaths, can be really hard.
Yeah.
And then I have the, anchoring in crystals to use to help us, and mainly like for protection, are hematite, smoky quartz, black tourmaline, and holding it, wearing it, sleeping with it. Oh, that is beautiful. I love that.
Tiger iron.
Oh, it's tiger eye?
A tiger iron.
Oh, tiger. Oh, I don't think I've ever heard of that.
So it's like tiger's eye, but it's really like heavy. So it's got a little bit of like an iron ore in it.
I love that. And there's some essential oils that we can use to help seal in our energy and our auras. Frankincense is a really good one, and lavender. And like you said, the visualizing whatever color, white, purple, golden, surrounding, bubble, a cocoon, just protecting our energy. And then I think spiritual hygiene too, when we're empaths, is so important. So whether it be, clearing our energy with sage, Palo Santo, sweetgrass, and even frankincense and myrrh is really an incense that I sometimes use. Salt baths, salt showers, and then really, I think really, really, really one of the fundamental things to do is really cut our cords. I think it's really important, and we can all do this ourselves, because we attach to, being online, going out. I mean, and as people, places, things, I mean, so everything is energy. And so making sure that our cords are cut is really, 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 really important.
It's really important because one thing that one of my teachers taught me too is, because we connect on all the chakras and we don't, it's all coming and going, open season. She would say, take your hands behind your crown chakra, sweep them down below your root, and just do those. If you feel like they keep coming in on you, blow your bubble out again, make it solid, and do it again. Say, nope, exit only, nobody's incoming, I'm taking a break, and then you'll find you can keep practicing it. I am not perfect at this. I get reminded, one of my friends that I've taken classes from, she says, have you broken your links lately? I'm like, no, I'm sorry.
Oh, I like it. Have you broken your links? Have you cut the links? And that is a great tool that you just shared. And I have to share, when we lived in Minnesota, we had this Claire's well that was down the road from our house, and nuns ran it, and they had these like little huts that people could rent for the weekend, and then they had massage there, and I would go there and visit them and get massages. But there was this one sister, her name was Sister Paula, and I would go to visit, and they were just a hoot. But when I would walk in, she would do that to me. She would come up to me and go, and then she'd kind of do it where it wasn't like she was making it really obvious. And then she'd just kind of go behind me and, behind me. And one day I finally got the courage. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, because I didn't, at that time, I had no idea. And she goes, oh, I'm just sweeping and clearing your energy. And I'm like, oh. And so then I started doing it. And then it was just like another piece of the puzzle that, had come into place. And so, then when people would come in, we had a lot of people coming and going at our house at times. And when they would come in, I would do the same. And it makes a difference. And in doing that, when a person can do that physically to somebody else, you can feel the effects immediately. So
and it's used in, I'm sorry, Kelly. It's used in many different sacred traditions. I've participated in sweat lodge over the years. And one of the most beautiful things that I think people do for each other is someone is smudging and taking their feathers and clearing you all the way down the front, under your feet and your back. And if they feel something, they'll do a little extra in your heart or somewhere behind you and your in your head and everything. And that's a beautiful thing we can do for each other.
It is. It's a beautiful gift, right? And it's so easy. So easy.
Only takes a couple minutes.
Right? Ascending Universal Butterfly, thank you so much for being here. If you could do me a super big favor, I wanted to put you as a moderator, but I was having a hard time finding you. So if you could leave a comment where I can go into your page and highlight that, if you could do that, I would so appreciate it, because I would love to give you a wrench. And Maria Amethyst is here. Hello. And I do have I do have the questions highlighted, and I'll go over it to make sure that we have everybody. I do have a little mantra that I thought I would share with everybody.
Oh, I love these.
I honor my empathy as divine wisdom. I am open, yet protected. I am love, and I am light, in harmony with all that is. And I just jotted down some quick tools. When you're feeling like your energy is gone wonky, and you feel like your nervous system has been hit, to really give yourself that gift to just to pause and check in with yourself and go, am I feeling, kind of. What I do is I start at my chakras and I work down, and I'm like, is everything feeling okay? And then I align and clear and expand. So that's another way. And I think sometimes that too is so easy that we sometimes we're checking in with everybody throughout the day. How are you? And sometimes I think we forget to check in with ourselves. And so I do think that's really important too, that we check in and keep our focus on love rather than fear. And because fear just, it really derails our intuition. And sometimes we're human, right? And there's times where there's things to be fearful for. But if we can acknowledge that when we're feeling that fear and going into that state, and change it around and bring it into love, always bring it back to love, and to know that we're safe and protected, that fear will typically always diminish.
Yes. That was beautiful, Kelly. The affirmations that you do are absolutely beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to go back and write it down and use it.
Oh, thank you. Well, we have some questions here. I'm just going to give you guys a rundown of who I have. I have Brenda. I have Barbara. I have Play Love Remember. Amanda. No, I'm thinking Amanda. She's just. I ask Archangel Michael, Metatron, and my divine love team to protect my energy daily. I'm a bit casual about it at times. Is that okay? Absolutely. We don't have to we don't have to be like formal, and it doesn't have to be long and drug out. Just checking in with our angels and letting them know, hey, I need your help, be with me today, and whatever it is, that you feel like maybe you're needing help in that particular day, then ask them. And being casual, they love casual. So casual is absolutely fabulous. They're cool with that.
Casual is authentic.
Exactly. Yes.
Boom, immediate. I'm just doing this thing off the cuff. Pew. Instant help.
Yeah. And we have Ascending Universal Butterfly. And Maria, I have your question. And that's who I have on the list. If I missed anybody, let me know. Polly, hello. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Polly.
And Paul says, I have a candle on for all in chat. Oh, Paul, that is so nice. That is so, so nice. Thank you.
Me too.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so I think we have everybody. I don't think I've missed anybody. And Amanda says, I thought so. Thank you. Absolutely. And that's one thing nice about these things, that we can bounce ideas off each other, too, and ask. Okay. Oh, and then Paul says, Air Supply Saturday night, can't wait. Oh, Paul, he has the best times. Paul, I just absolutely love it. Okay, let's get going on the readings, because it'll probably take us to the end of the show. So we are going to start out with Brenda. I would love a reading about my difficulties with being self-conscious. We got you, Brenda.
Yeah. My favorite sound, the cards.
I love that. To me, it's so therapeutic, that shuffling of cards. It really, to me, it's a form of meditation too. When I'm shuffling, it really, I love it. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go?
If you're ready, go ahead. I'm going to pull another second one here, and then I'll be ready.
Okay. Brenda, first of all, I get beauty, and they really, really want you to recognize your beauty, and beauty in all forms. You are such a beautiful gift to this community, and your soul is so beautiful, and to really honor that. I wish so much, Brenda, you could see what everybody else sees in you, because you are absolutely amazing. I do feel like there could be some trauma that from just growing up, childhood, to there could have been things that were said, as growing up, that maybe that you could be holding on to too. And I really feel like the month of October is when things could be like surfacing. So if some of that surfaces for you, Brenda, I would really take a look at it and just and cut it and let it go, and feel through it, because you are absolutely beautiful. And then I pulled accept imperfection, and they said perfection doesn't exist. Embrace those flaws. They are the key to growth. and we had a beautiful show yesterday, and we were talking backstage about just being nervous, and I was talking with Julie too, and I think I mean I still get nervous coming live and doing lives, and so I just embrace your beauty. I do feel like too, maybe a little sunshine. Oh, and that we talked about that yesterday too. A little bit of sunshine too would be a little bit beneficial too. That's what I got for you, Brenda. I hope that helps.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. I hope it does too. A thing happened when I pulled cards is I got two out of both decks. They were stuck together. And so I'm going to read them, and I think it applies. I let go of the past. I trust in the future. I accept the present moment. I love that. And then the other part of it, I think it makes sense. I hope it does for you.
It
When
totally makes sense.
Right? I don't know when I don't know what's happening. I choose to be curious and excited about what's going to be. I think we're so used to approaching what we're doing with a sense that we need to be perfect somehow. And, these little butterflies come here for such a short time. And if we look at our short time here, like we're little butterflies, the more we let go of this and be curious about which, flower we're going to flutter to, and how beautiful the sun feels on our wings, then I think we might let go of some of these things and be in the moment.
Yeah.
I read from the Peace Oracle cards by Tony Carmine and Salerno, and I got the Patience card first, which is for us to be patient with ourselves in our healing and our growth. And I think that it's really important because we all have so many gifts. We're not going to be perfect, and we get self-conscious very much. I've been performing since I was a kid. Every picture of me since I was a child, I swear, is with my mouth open singing somewhere.
I love
And very self-conscious all the time. When I left him crying while I'm insecurely singing "Oh Holy Night" way too high, and everyone in the audience is crying, I forgot to be self-conscious, and spirit kicked in. And I think your mediumship is beautiful, Brenda. I was just so impressed. And so what we do is we just stay persistent. We just say, you know what, I'm not going to give up today. I'm going to take that next step. I'm going to look at the tree has a heart in it. I'm going to ground it, and I'm going to have my heart open and allow the spirit to come through me while I'm doing my work. I think it's going to heal all of our hearts doing this.
That was amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much, Julie. And really honor your beauty and your gifts, Brenda. It's just I wish you could see the beauty. And I'm looking at the comments, and everybody sees your beauty, Brenda. I love that. And this community is, I mean, it could bring tears to my eyes. I mean, they're so supportive, and we need that. We need that so much.
And when we're self-conscious, we might miss the message that's coming in.
Mm-hmm.
If we think that the clearer that we get, because trust me, I have to do this too, in a big way, to trust that the message that's coming from the hawk is being communicated to us. And if we're so worried and self-conscious, we might miss it.
It's true.
We want to allow
Yeah.
for the possibility that we might be doing something beautiful.
I love that. Thank you so much. And we have Barbara up next. Barbara, I pulled island detachment, and 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 this could be the place that you go to in your mind, to meditate. It could be, that happy place that we all kind of have, that place that we go to when we want to detach from life and the busyness. But I also feel like could be a trip coming up. And so I don't know if that could be possibly to an island, but I do feel like there could be a trip coming up. And then I got clear negative energy. And it's funny, that's what we had talked about. Clear negative energy that keeps you stuck. Clear it and create space for positive flow of life. And I'm also feeling like balance. There just maybe needs to be a little bit. Well, I think you hit on balance earlier. That just the balance between play, work, and sleep, and all of that. I really feel like there needs to be more play in your day-to-day life, and maybe it's a trip. Maybe it's planning that trip, and sometimes just planning the trip is almost as fun as going on the trip. Is it planning it, and yeah, that's what I got for you, Barbara. I hope that's. And one last thing, make sure that you're drinking plenty of water, and this is for entertainment purposes only. I would maybe add a little cranberry juice to it too, just for kidney and for kidney care. That was it.
Oh, I love that insight. Well, I have all these little cards here, and this one is the parrot. Well, I wondered, why would I get a picture about a parrot? Are you planning on going someplace where there might be parrots? Let go of others' thoughts and opinions. It's time to embrace who you really are. I love that. So we won't be, we don't have to mimic off of anybody else. We can be our individual selves, how parrots are. And then the next one is this beautiful butterfly card. I'm strong enough to face every issue in my life with courage and trust. So I think that is really beautiful in healing and grounding ourselves and being able to maybe take a beautiful trip somewhere. I trust that this is the right time for me to go and change my energy, to take things with a new perspective, to breathe some fresh air. Let yourself go. Let your cares fall away, because we need to get in touch with our heart space and feel really good about who we are, where we are, what we're doing, and settle ourselves solid as that grounding tree. I love these cards so much.
They are really beautiful. Can you say the name of them again? I'm going to write it down.
Yeah, it's Peace Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno. There's the picture, in case we're visual.
Oh, I love that.
I love so much heart in the Tony Carmine cards. But this is so beautiful. And whether you go anywhere or not, you still have the sacred heart. Trust your heart. They always say, trust your heart. It never sends you on the wrong path.
Right. And maybe it isn't, actually going to an island. Maybe it's like a road trip or something, but I really do feel like they want you to get out and take an adventure and have fun and celebrate. Kelly just came in. Hello. Okay, next up we had Barbara. We have play.
Oh, yay. I don't know how I ended up with 3 decks, Kelly. What the heck?
Hey, that works.
It's okay. She has 3 names in her name. 3 cards for each name. 1 card for each name.
Play. The first card I get is ocean waves, and so it could literally mean that the ocean, to take a trip to the ocean. What I do a lot of times at night when to help me sleep is I play ocean waves, and because I'm really I'm picking up that there's some things that either you have been releasing, or there could be some things that are going to be coming up that are going to need to be released, and we can do that with ocean waves. And whenever it can be on TV. We don't have to literally be sitting there by the ocean. We can visualize when the wave comes in. We give the wave what we want to release, and then the wave carries it out. And so that's just another form of release. And I do feel like your sacral chakra is blocked. And so if you could, just kind of give a rundown on your chakras. I feel like you've been holding on to a lot of stuff that they call it our survival center. And so, wearing, eating oranges, sunstone would be a good one. Carrots would be another good one. Wearing orange would be really good. And then the second card I got is it says, stop carrying what isn't yours. You've taken on emotions, guilt, and the weight that were never yours. Give it back and be free. It's funny how these cards kind of correlate with what the topic of the show was today.
Oh, yes, that's very beautiful. I think that your team is your divine companion, creator, co-creating every day with your team, with your divine companion, the one that has your back, the one that's always with you, the one that is part of your tree, your solid, grounded foundation of who you are and what you want in your life. And with that, the next card is this beautiful little butterfly says, the universe has something very special in store for you. So leaning into that tree, that solid core of your faith and trust in your constant companion, your creator, co-creating your life, because the eagle is here to give you a message that you are learning all aspects of spiritual connection and reaching to new heights. It's a wonderful card, because if we are that grounded, then we can fly that high, and we can stay in right relationship with ourselves, in balance and love, and we can be more attuned to our messages. And you often have some pretty great messages, as I've seen quite frequently. So carry on.
Yes.
Upliftment. To-do.
I love that.
Those are some blessings.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have Ascending Universal Butterfly. May I have a message from whatever team comes forward, please, and thank you so much. Oh my gosh, you're so welcome. Thanks everybody for taking your time out and hanging out with us on a Friday.
Great way to start the weekend.
Yes. I do feel like there could be somebody from your past that might be either texting you, checking in. What I'm feeling is you decide whether or not you want to connect and align with them. But I do feel like there's going to be somebody from your past that is going to be circling around from you. And that too was kind of the theme for October, is people from our past are going to be coming in, checking in. And so, depending on where you are, you decide that, because it's really important that you make yourself a priority. You make everybody else a priority, and you really need to make yourself a priority, and do the nice things that you do for others. Do them for yourself too. And then I got honeybee community, and that, I'm so grateful that you're here, and I know everybody is. And so community, leaning in on community right now is, I think, so important for all of us. I know it is for me too. And then I got, where this is kind of a theme again, I got release. And so if there's anything that is coming up, and it could be something from, like I had mentioned earlier, from the past that could be coming up, and maybe it's not physically somebody, maybe it could be those emotions too that are coming up and creeping up, that we've stuffed along the way, that are going, oh, you stuffed me when you weren't able to handle it, and now I'm just coming up to see if you're able to release it. And then I got trust your path. And it says, trust in the unfolding of your life. Every step is a part of your journey to becoming who you are meant to be. So that's what I got. I hope that helps you. Thank you so much. And what did you get, Jules?
I got the butterfly for Miss Ascending Universal Butterfly is
how perfect.
Letting go creates space for me to receive. So I think this other card here, this is the feather of the grouse. It says, embrace the power of dance and movement to access your highest guidance. So I think a really great way to do some letting go, because heaven knows we all have some of that to do. And we don't know each other when we do these random reads, right? But I think movement outside, the seasons are changing. Let go, free yourself. Enjoy the power of this tiny little bird that dances and changes, raises their energy, and brings themselves into a place where you've cleared your mind and you've opened up your heart, and you can make your clear choice about what you want to do next, who you want in your life, what you need to do, what is your next step. But you could do it knowing that letting go, dancing your way through it, whatever dancing you do, whatever choices you need to make. I hope that this will make you feel free and light as you go into the weekend and into the rest of this season, where you can let the world go for a little bit and reconnect with yourself really well.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you, Julie. Well, we have one more question left, and talk about perfect timing. That'll probably take us to the top of the hour. And we have Maria. I'm wondering, will me and Philip reconcile? We broke up. I'm wondering, will we ever be together again? I'm so sad. We were together for 9 years. I'm so sorry, Maria, and I hope you're feeling better. I know you weren't feeling well. Well, Maria, I pulled some cards from the Romance Angels Oracle deck from
Good.
Doreen Virtue, and I don't know. I mean, first card I got was deception, and so it says someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship, and so I'm wondering if that could be Philip. And second card I got was codependency, and this is a hard one. This can be really hard. Addictions are affecting your romantic life, and it doesn't need to be necessarily chemical addiction. Sometimes it can be that we are literally addicted to a person too. And I got let go of control. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. And so I do feel like there is some issues there. I do feel like you guys, the chemistry that the chemistry there that you guys have together is there. And I really get that there's going to need to be some really heart-to-heart communication, where that communication is really the key in the situation. And not only that, Maria, it's really, really loving on yourself. And I think a lot of us have trouble with that sometimes. And sometimes when we learn to love on ourselves, that love will draw in the love of either Philip, or it could be somebody else. But first and foremost, it's really, really loving on Maria. And then I did get breakthrough. So I do feel like there could be where you guys can work this out, and that there could be a breakthrough of you guys coming together. And then I got elevate your energy. And it says your energy determines your reality. Lift your vibrations and watch your world shift. And I know you haven't been feeling well, and so this could be really hard maybe for you right now. But you know, when you're feeling better, and it could be just talking say affirmations and saying nice things to ourselves, you know, and not putting ourselves down, and looking at, you know, because the universe is always working behind the scenes for us. I mean, they're always seeing what we don't see. And I think I even mentioned this to you yesterday when you were on Brenda's show, that sometimes life, it feels like life is happening to us, you know, and it's just like, oh, what, you know, why is this happening? Why am I going through this? When actually it's really happening for us. And then I got make peace with the past. You don't have to rewrite your story. Just stop fighting the chapter. Peace begins with acceptance. So I hope that helps you, Maria.
I find myself holding this heart, the heavy heart, the grounded heart. The first card that I got for you, Maria, because I must say these are difficult things that we all go through at some point in our lives. And the feather is of a blue heron. So our bird medicine today is let go of convention and follow your own unique path. You know, the heron is seen as the stork of birth and the bird of death. And so we have a birth and a death that happens in these relationships when we get into them and then when we end up having to leave them. And I'm very sorry for what you're going through. But what in time, like when you are feeling better, the butterfly is just a lovely little gift right here. And she's saying, I trust myself. I am wise. I make good choices, you know. I trust myself to make that I've made the right choice. I trust myself that I am wise. And that means I'm making choices to take care of myself and that I am brave. I trust myself, I'm wise, and I'm brave. And in time, with that breakthrough, you might find gratitude in whatever way you find it. Gratitude that you made it through, gratitude that you dodged a bullet. You know, all kinds of things happen when we wake up from dreamland of love. Mm-hmm. And so I wish for you all the healing that your heart could possibly stand, and all the love and self-love and care that you can possibly muster will all work out in the end. Yeah. Whatever you guys do, however it works out. Because Maria, Amethyst, Celentine, or Selenite.
I cried tears for this man. I'm so chronically depressed and mentally down. I'm very depressed and have severe PTSD. I know I need to love myself, and you do. And you know what else I was getting when Julie was reading is it's time for you to take back your power. It's like I feel like you've given your power to this man, and it's time for you to take back your power. And I couldn't agree more. It's you and loving on yourself. And really making, and I said this to somebody else earlier, but making yourself a priority. And you know what? And there's no shame if you need to see counseling to talk to somebody. There's no shame in that. I have had years of counseling, and it's helped me so much. And so, you know, whatever tools it is that you know you may need to get through this. But just remember, Maria, this is just a hiccup. This isn't, you know, your life isn't going to be like this forever. It's just a little hiccup, a little speed bump, and things will always get better.
And yeah, I pulled this other card, and it's the shelter card. You know, these are times where it affects our nerves and our whole life. And sometimes we just need to cocoon ourselves in the shelter of nature, you know, being out with the trees or wherever it is that you find peace in nature might be helpful.
Yeah. Thank you, Julie. And Play Love Remember says, I ended a 9-year relationship. It wasn't easy, but I'm glad I did. Enough is enough. Thank you, Play. Thank you. And thank you, Julie, so much for being here. And thank you to everybody in the chat, our wonderful community, our wonderful family. I wish everybody a fabulous weekend. Love hard on yourself, love hard on each other. And until next time, everybody have a fabulous weekend, and we love you all. Take care.
Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Kelly.
Bye-bye.
Bye.